mop of wavy jet black hair. At 12, Queenie had boy mates, but was yet to have a proper boyfriend. She decided there and then that when she was old enough she wanted a boyfriend just like this one. She'd never seen anyone so handsome before, but he was far too old for her, she feared. "Queenie, I won't tell you again! Move!" Queenie reluctantly did so, and was lunged at by her mother. Molly spat on her handkerchief and wiped the remains of her daughter's breakfast off her face. "If you're going over the road to ask the new neighbours if they'd like a cup of tea, you need to look your best," smiled Molly. Queenie grabbed Viv's hand. "Come on, let's go meet them." The previous tenant of the house had been Nutty Nora. She'd died in hospital recently and wouldn't be sorely missed. She used to wake half the street up by dancing and singing in the middle of the night. Many a time Queenie's dad had got up and led the senile old woman back inside her house, only for her to reappear in the street 10 minutes later. Queenie approached the woman who was standing on the doorstep. The two lads had disappeared. "Hello. We live opposite you at number 31. My mum sent us over to ask if you'd like a cup of tea." The woman was of medium build, smartly dressed, and had beautiful, thick, wavy black hair that shone in the sunlight. She smiled, a kind smile that lit up the whole of her face. "Patrick! Daniel!" she shouted in an Irish accent. The two lads reappeared, and Queenie felt herself blush. The younger one was even more handsome up close. He had piercing, bright green eyes, full lips and a cheeky grin. "These lovely young ladies live over the road and have asked would we like a cup of tea." "Does the Pope pray?" the older lad chuckled. Not knowing what that meant, Queenie and Viv glanced at one another. The woman held out her right hand. "I'm Mary OLeary, and these two ragamuffins are my sons, Patrick and Daniel. We would absolutely love a cup of tea." Mary smiled. "And please do thank your mum." "OK, we'll be back soon," said Queenie. Daniel gently grabbed Queenie's arm. "Not until you tell us your names, you won't. My mum's always told me and my brother we aren't to accept things off strangers." Realising her sister was unusually lost for words, Viv stepped in. "I'm Vivian, and this is me sister, Queenie." Daniel winked. "A pleasure to meet you both. 3 sugars each for me and Patrick and 2 for Mum. Oh, and don't forget the biscuits." Mary chuckled and playfully punched her youngest on the arm. "You take no notice of this one, girls. He's a terrible wind-up merchant. I've got sugar and biscuits." When Daniel grinned at her, Queenie felt her insides flutter, a feeling she'd never experienced before. Viv linked arms with her sister and led her back to their house. "Why did you act all weird?" "I didn't." "Yes, you did. You stood there like a stuffed dummy." "You're talking rubbish." Vivian might only be 9, but she was astute for her age. "Queenie and Daniel sitting in a tree, Kissing," giggled Viv. "Shut your big mouth, else Mum'll hear you," ordered Queenie. "Are they nice people? Would they like tea?" asked Molly. "They're very nice, Mum," Viv replied. "Oh, and Queenie fancies Daniel." "No, I don't." Queenie glared at her sister, face turning a shade of beetroot. "I'm going to lie down. I've got a headache. You can take the tea over by yourself." "Whatever's the matter with her?" asked Molly, as her eldest flew up the stairs. Vivian shrugged. "Search me, Mum." The following morning, having recovered from the previous day's embarrassment, Queenie happily tucked into her breakfast. Kippers soaked in vinegar with a thick slice of bread was her favourite. "You look nice, Mum. You going out somewhere?" At 31, Molly was plumper than she'd been when she'd married Eric. A 5'3" brunette, she had a kind smile, big brown eyes, and was wearing a floral dress. "I'm popping down the lane with Mabel. You two need new school shoes." Mabel